吃中餐了，大家。工作了一天，饿了。Quite the beautiful sight. Without hyperbole, one can say this is the Venice of the East. You can have a quiet walk around the river and get a nice massage. Probably for like $2 or something. That's the thing I like about Southeast Asian countries. You don't need much to become an entrepreneur. See, all this guy needs is a chair and lots of arm muscle power. The other thing that you notice very quickly if you come to China is that this has been converted to a completely cashless society. So even the massage guy, all he does is he has a QR code that you scan and you pay him directly through WeChat. So everyone can just create that QR code on your WeChat app or Alipay. Even people, I've seen people begging in the streets. Even they don't accept, or they do accept coins and money, but no one carries anything. Like when I'm walking around here, I have zero cash. And so even the homeless or beggars, which you seldom see, they'll have a little QR code on the ground next to them. If you wanted to give, you just scan that and give them whatever you want to. Yeah, it's very convenient. I mean, I guess there's also the worry about privacy and such, at least in Western countries, that stops sort of this kind of mass adoption of a completely cashless society. But when you're here, it really is convenient, and it applies to everything, like all the public transports. Whenever you go to a new city, you don't need to worry about buying tickets and such. All you do is go into your WeChat app or Alipay app and find the city, and then you can pull up a code a QR code that automatically can be scanned for subways, for buses. So yeah, it's really convenient, really, really convenient. Yeah, Chinese people are just crazy about selfies. It's like everywhere. It's like half the time, I'm not sure. I really don't know. Like when you go on vacation, I mean, I think most Westerners, they have gotten over the selfie. At least the older generation, they want to take photos of the scenery, take photos of the people in this new environment. They're not obsessed about pictures of themselves. But whereas in China, it's like the scenery is kind of secondary. It's the person in the scenery. And of course, there's all these WeChat groups that people belong to. So it could be like 100, 200, 300 people in a group. And especially the elderly. So they would share their photos in sort of like a mutual appreciation society. Otherwise, I don't know who would you want? It would be like parents with baby pictures. Every opportunity you get, you want to share your baby photos. You want to share your travel photos with people. But yeah, here, selfies are huge. Of course, you get weird circumstances where some places, probably demands a certain level of solemnity and formality, and you get little cosplay girls doing strange poses in front of Auschwitz or something. But you can't judge. Grabbing a little lunch here. Here is the staple of every poor Chinese college student, I think. It's called 肉夹馍. So it's like this baked kind of a pastry. Inside there's like meat and peppers. It's like $1. And then you have this rice noodle. It's a cold rice noodle with a lot of spices and such. Yeah, really good lunch for $2 American. So it's a bargain. I'm headed to a street that's close to Green Lake called Wenhuaxiang, which is translations like cultural street. It's a street that quite a few years ago, a lot of expats opened up, a lot of bars and restaurants, and it was one of the first places in the city that sort of catered to foreign expats and locals who wanted to get into that scene. Now, of course, all the expats left, and one is just because because of the COVID and everything else. The other was the rent at that location just got really popular, and the rent got way out of hand. So all the universities, it's a nice bakery. French baguettes. So all these universities, they located their campus down south. It's an hour away because they built lots of new apartments and stuff, and the subway went down there. So, but this is the old campus of Yunnan 大学, which means University of Yunnan, one of the big universities in the city. So that's the campus. That's all gated. Here are some girls doing photography. This cafe, they play games. It's like some French people opened it. Bless you. Prague Bistro, that's like a famous cafe. Hola Gelato. Lucky Dog Coffee Bar. Let's see what's happening here. Cute little places. I think Kunming, what is it's best known for its sort of relaxed, being the third tier city. They don't really have anything to prove, so middle of the day you see people just sitting around coffee shops. It's a nice vibe, but they're not the go-getters you have in Beijing or Shanghai. You know, sort of like New York, I suppose, in the States, right? The young entrepreneurs, if they were to, go start their businesses and such, they don't stay in Kunming. They just move to the big cities. Just being sort of subtropic area, you get a lot of fruit. Really, the diversity of fruit around here is great. When you come here, almost year-round, you get like plantains and durian and jackfruit. So things that you don't really see in a cold climate kind of market. It used to be called the French Cafe, but now it's Salvador's. You still have some foreigners here, and locals still frequent the place. So around the corner is probably the most well-known bar and cafe. It's called Salvador's. I think it's opened by an American and his partner, but they've been around for like 10 years, I think. So this is Salvador's. Yeah, they're doing really well. But like this location is fairly small, but the rent on this street, I think they charge something like $50,000 a month. So that's almost like $8,000 a month. So usually you need to be really making money to be able to afford it, to stay here. One shop comes in. Usually here, people sign leases for like a year. So if you're thinking about opening a business, you're in it for a year. So you pay up front. You could find out like the first 2 weeks, whether or not your business will fly. And if it doesn't, you're stuck for a year. You're out of pocket for a year. So you always see these shops that once they fail, they basically take out all the old the old furniture and equipment, and then they put in something that's totally unrelated. That could be for the next person who's really willing to take a gamble. So there's a lot of bakeries here. Bakeries, tea shops, bread, even bagels. Those look genuine bagels. Coffee shop. Here's the dog grooming place. they're all taking a nap, I guess. I think it's they groom them and they also babysit them for the day if the owners are busy or something. Sort of like a doggy kindergarten. I'm a big fan of big dogs. Big dogs are just so calm. You know, the little dogs always have to prove themselves. Napoleonic complex. Always so nervous and barky. Big dogs are great. Here comes a little, is that Shiba? Shiba Inu. I see a lot of dog places around in Kunming nowadays. So people are, pet ownership I think is becoming more popular. And people are really spending money to take care of their dogs.